Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell so you can get updated and notified with new videos that I'll be uploading on this channel. So as promised, I'm going to be sharing with you tonight the requirements that I complied for my Korean visa application for my latest Korean trip last October 28th. So without further ado, let's get on with tonight's video. So just a little backstory before diving into the requirements. Our Korean visa application was challenging to say the least. My cousin and I decided to book a tour package to Korea because we wanted to do away with the hassle of, planning by ourselves and making it a DIY trip. So together with my mom and her mom, my tita, we decided to go for a tour package. So the agency that was recommended to us by my cousin's friend who also went with us on our trip was Wow Travel Agency. They are a Cebu-based travel agency, and the tour package also came from them, which was very affordable. It was only 50 grand and it encompassed everything from the round-trip international tickets from Cebu to Korea and back, and then the hotel and accommodation, and also all the food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It was already covered for the whole 5-day duration, and also the entrance fees to the places that we're going to visit. So everything was just really organized, and we were happy to find a tour package that was within budget, because we were just coming from the newly concluded funeral service for my dad. So yeah, we just wanted to take a break from everything, take a break from the Philippines and just go somewhere else. So yeah. So because we were based here in Cagayan de Oro City, my cousin and I told the agency Wow Travel and Tours that we were going to have the visa application processed by a separate agency which is located here, so that we will be able to pass the requirements in person. So we decided to pass it to Raxo Air Travel, because they were the prominent agency here in our city. So we passed our requirements around the last week of August, I think, to Raxo, so we can have ample time to wait for the result of the visa processing. So when the month of September came, there was news from the embassy that they are only catering around 10 applications per agency per day. Yeah, so which blew our minds because we were hoping that we will be able to get our passports and our visa grants in time for our October trip. So we were really stressed with that announcement. And what's worse is that since they were only catering 10 applications per agency per day, Roxo told us that our applications, our documents were to be safe kept with them until December. So that's the slot that they booked for us, so which is way beyond our scheduled trip. So we can't make it to our scheduled trip if we were going to wait for Roxo. So we decided to call again Wow Travel and Tours, and we asked them if there was any chance that they can help us book a slot with the embassy in Manila so we can make it on time, we can have our results on time. And fortunately enough, they had a liaison officer who was able to book us a slot on the first week of October. So it was really time crunching and nerve-wracking, to have to wait to be able to pass our applications on that day, which was, if I remember correctly, October 7. The liaison officer was able to pick up our documents from Roxo and was able to pass it to, the Manila embassy. So yeah, the waiting game began, and then it was not until like a week or 2 weeks before our flight that our results came and we all passed, and we were just so happy that hurdle was over. So yeah, we were finally able to pack our things with at least a little bit of peace of mind. So on the day of our travel, we were still flying to Cebu by that time, and the weather was really bad. Like, there was a low pressure area in Cebu, of all places. So the agency told us that there were news coming up that Cebu Pacific was planning to cancel some of the flights, local and international, on the next day, which was our flight to Korea. So we were still hoping that it wouldn't happen. So while we were waiting for our flight from Cagayan de Oro to Cebu, which was 4 hours delayed, by the way, because of the bad weather, yeah, we hoped that it didn't have to come to that. So we were able to board the plane, and then we were able to fly to Cebu, and just in time when we arrived, the agency told us again that our flights for tomorrow were cancelled. So imagine the hassle we went through, the stress that we went through because of that news. It was really frustrating, and we asked the agency if they can find us another schedule for the following day, just so we can push through with the tour. But unfortunately, they told us that they can't book any airlines with 28 of us because there are also other people from other places who joined the tour. So we were almost hopeless by that time. But my cousin and her friend were able to come up with a plan that what if, since there were already 4 of us who were willing to push through, and then my cousin's friends and her other friends who were also willing to push through with the flight. So we decided to ask the agency to let them book us an international flight and our hotel and accommodation with a different and international airline, not Cebu Pacific, not PAL or AirAsia, but an international airline. So we finally landed on Jeju Air, and the flight was very expensive, but we said bahala na. We just had to dive in just so the tour can push through, because most of us were working ladies and we have already filed our leaves for this trip, and if we're going to cancel and schedule it for another time, it's going to be a hassle for us. So yeah, so we were able to book Jeju Air, and then the agency was able to also book another hotel for us, which is in Ibis, in Sadong. Ibis Ambassador was the name of the hotel. So yeah, since the tour was basically cancelled, so what we did was a DIY tour. Diba? So imagine we booked a tour package so we can avoid the hassle of making a DIY tour, but then in the end we were the ones who planned the whole tour by ourselves. So yeah, that's basically the whole story of our flight to Korea. I mean, it was still worth the hassle though. I mean, second time's the charm. I really loved the weather in Korea. It was pristine. It was cool because it was already autumn, and I was just so happy that I was able to get out of the country for a week just to rest and get some R&R for me and my mom. So yeah, let's dive into the requirements. Okay, so here are the requirements for employed individuals like myself. So first is the application form. You can get it on their website at overseas.mofa.go.kr. So that's the website for the Korean Embassy. So you can download the application form from there. And second is a one-piece passport size colored picture. Next is your original passport. If you have an old passport that's just expired, please submit that also, because they're going to look at the previous countries that you've been to, or whether you have previous visa grants or notices, things like that. Next is photocopy of passport bio page, the page where you have your picture and then your whole details. So yeah, photocopy that. And next is original and photocopy of valid visas and arrival stamps to OECD member countries for the past 5 years, if applicable only. So you can look up members of the OECD member countries. So yeah. Next is original certificate of employment. So it must include applicant's position, date hired, compensation office address, HR landline number, cell phone number is not allowed, and your HR's email address. Next is original personal bank certificate. It must include your account name, account number, account type, current balance, account opening date, and at least 6 months average balance. And next is the bank statement. So at least 3 months latest bank statement, original or certified true copy. So yeah, they're going to take a look at that. Next is photocopy of ITR or Form 2316. So from what I know, the Korean Embassy is requiring at least the current year's Form 2316, but we know for a fact that it's not possible because what's issued to us is as of last year. So I just made an explanation letter stating why I couldn't submit the 2022 yet, and I attached a photocopy of my 2021 latest ITR. Next is if you're a PRC card holder, also photocopy that, or if you're a member of the Integrated Bar of the Philippines, if you're a lawyer, also photocopy that ID if applicable only. So I guess that's just about it. They don't require RT-PCR tests anymore. Just have your vax certificate ready. Also print that out, or if you have your Bureau of Quarantine yellow card, much better. You can also you also need to have that ready because you're going to present it to the airport when they check you in for immigration. So yeah, I guess that's just about it. It's quite an extensive list of requirements, but you can always check their website for more details, or if you have further questions, you can go there. So thank you all for watching, and I'm sorry this is just a laid back video because in a while I'm going to sleep. It's already 10 p.m. here in the Philippines. So yeah, again, thank you so much, and please don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell so you will get updated on my next videos that I'll be uploading on this channel soon. So have a good night. Annyeong.